Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Humans of Pharma, where we bring you inspiring conversations with leaders who are shaping future of healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. And I'm Nikita Gudise. Today we are delighted to welcome Mr. Vivek Sharma, a seasoned commercial excellence and sales enablement leader with more than 20 years of experience across organizations including Zydus Lifesciences, Cadila Pharmaceuticals, AstraZeneca, Merrill Life Science, and Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. From leading frontline sales teams to driving AI enabled learning, commercial excellence, CRM transformation, and capability building for thousands of professionals, his journey reflects continuous learning, innovations, and leadership. Welcome, Mr. Vivek Sharma, and it's pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Nikita, and thank you, Pharmaceutical Academy, for having me here. I'm just checking I'm purely visible to you, and I'm very happy to be here. I really like the title of this podcast, which is Humans of Pharma. And it's not a fancy title, but it's a very practical and grounded title, which will not elate the ego of the speaker, but it will humane it. It will make them more grounded. So, very happy to be here.
Thank you, sir, for sharing. You are ready to share your experiences and everything with Pharma State Academy. And without delay, we'll be moving towards next session, that is asking questions to you. Mr. Vivek Sharma, your career spans over 2 decades in the pharmaceutical industry, beginning as a medical representative and now leading learning and sales enablement. Looking back, what have been the defining moments that shape your journey?
So, first of all, thank you. And this is a I'm very thankful for the industry and the managers for playing this long inning till now. It is my 22nd year in the industry. And not only pharma, I am very blessed to work with medical device, with the life sciences company, biotechnology company, and medtech companies, right? And the defining moments in my journey are number one, my dire need of do a good job, right? The values and I will rather say sanskar, which is in Hindi, that comes from the family that you have to earn from a good source, number one. Number two, the quick learning, because I am a science graduate, so I could grasp the science, and the technical part of the pharma early, thanks to the training department of my first company. Right from there, I also nurtured the love for training, coaching, mentoring, and facilitation. Number three, I will say consistency. Consistency is one more thing which has defined my journey. Number four is extroverted knowledge sharing, right? I don't fear to share my knowledge with others, whether it's doctors, whether it's other pharma reps when I was a medical rep. And when I was manager, I also used the same methodology with my team members. And now in training, also I try to be more connected with the people, share my knowledge. This is number three. Number four, I will say continuous learning, right? Learning something new. Today also, if you see nowadays, I am learning AI. I am learning new digital tools. I am learning organizational development, organizational behavior, right? So continuous learning at every moment of of your job. And number five is being open-minded and good observant, right? So these are the things which consciously shaped me and my journey. And I will not tired of saying thanks to the industry and to the leaders who have nurtured me.
Okay, that's truly inspiring. And I really liked what you mentioned, sir, continuous learning and embracing every opportunity. And it reminds us that leadership isn't built overnight. And speaking of growth, your career itself a wonderful example of evolving beyond traditional roles, which brings me to my next question. You have successfully transitioned from frontline sales to sales enablement and commercial excellence, What inspired this shift and how did it influence leadership style?
So I will give this credit to my own trainers from my previous companies, right? When I see them designing the programs, designing the session, designing the journey, designing the assessments, right? Evaluating our knowledge, evaluating our understanding, evaluating our reciprocability, right? Number one. So most importantly, when we observe them, we want to become like them sometime, right? If they are very inspiring, right? So that is one thing. Yeah. The second thing I am saying is the IPR that I was fortunate to get some good colleagues, peers who identified a coach in me, who identified a trainer in me, who identify a facilitator in me, and whenever there was a appropriate potential position for these roles, they have referred me. So I have never applied myself for this role. Somebody have identified me, somebody have thought that you will be a right fit for this position. Will you apply? And I was surprised that I have never thought about it. So how could you say that? So they understood that there are some coach traits, there are some trainer traits, there are some facilitator traits, there are some consultant traits, right? There are some partner traits. So because of that, so I will say, so that is another important reason for my transition. Thirdly, I myself give a lot of weightage to people development because I feel processes are important to develop the systems. I feel performance is important to develop the growth, brand building, image, reputation. But people are important to develop, to build the sustained business, to build ethical business, to build value business, right? Which will not shake with every challenge or overnight challenge, right? If the peoples are developed well, they will sustain the business. They will take the business to a level where it will stand by its own. It will sometime come to a autopilot mode, right? So that is the importance of people development. That it the castle which you have made of performance will not collapse on one fine day, right? It will sustain itself because it has the power of people, their developmental journey, and their inputs in that. So these are the three, things which I feel they help the transition of role from sales to sales enablement, training, and a coach.
Okay, that's a valuable perspective, sir. And but your journey shows that embracing new opportunities and continuous learning can open doors to meaningful leadership roles. While leadership evolves over time, it's often the lessons learned on the front line that stay with us throughout our careers. And having worked directly in sales early in your career, what lessons from the field continue to guide your decisions today?
Oh, a lot because first of all, field sales is I will say it's a practical mirror, number one, that whatever happening in the field is the symptom of what is happening in the head office, right? Like you see that there is a fever, right, in a body, but you don't understand that why there is a fever, right? There may be inflammation or there may be infection in the body. Because of that, this is manifesting in the form of fever. So fever is a symptom of something happening in the whole body. Similarly, what is happening in the field, actually it gives us a reflection that what is happening in the company or in the head office or in the industry. So field is like a thermometer, right? Which can test the real ground that what is happening at the central level, number one. Number two, the learning from the field is execution, right? Whatever we plan, design, develop, or formulate in the head office or in the central roles, actually it is executed on the field, right? So the execution metrics should be developed keeping the field in the mind. So that is the second importance of the field, right? So we always keep that thing in mind. Number three, dynamism in the field, right? The people are mobile, people are in motion in the field, right? They are not located in the head office or sitting somewhere and you are having 9 to 5, observation to them. They are dynamic. They are roaming. They are meeting the customers, from one point of the city to other point of the city, outstation, X station. So there is a lot of energy. There is a lot of insights, but it dilutes the next day, right? Now, a good head office partner or a good cross-functional partner will conserve this energy. They will connect with the field at the right time so that they will use their insights into their strategy, right? So it's a process of backward integration. The insights come from field only. From that insights, the strategy is created, and then strategy is again executed on the field, right? So it's like a backward integration. So this is the third importance of field insights. Fourth, I will say field is actually I will say a mini battleground, a mini playground, right? Suppose you have to win a large account, or you have to win a large deal, or if you have acquire a large company, right? When you are in a central role or leadership role, field will give you the correct, I will say the reasons, right? They have that competitive view, they have customer views, they have consumer views. They listen to them day to day basis, right? So, for example, head office people meet how many customers in a month? Maybe I will meet hardly 10 to 15 if I will do 1 or 2 days field work. But a field person will meet 150 customers in a month. That to doctors. Then they meet chemists, they meet retailers, wholesalers, C&Fs. So they have so much, data. Now, good methodology to collect that data is by uh, convergence. You have to really converge the whole data into one simple tool or a method. They should some digital tools, and then from there a strategy or a plan should be made, which should be divergent, which will be relevant and I will say useful for the same field from which this convergent data came from, right? So these are the four areas where I feel field insights are important for I will say, sales enablement roles.
I think that's an important takeaway. No matter how senior we become, the experiences we gain in the field continue to influence how we make decisions, lead teams, and understand customer needs. Those experiences undoubtedly laid the foundation of your work in commercial excellence, and which has become a strategic focus across the pharmaceutical industry. Commercial
That's right.
excellence has become a strategic priority for pharmaceutical organizations. And in your view, what differentiates a commercially excellent organization from the rest?
Oh, that's a difficult question. Uh, and definitely I will not answer this question from the perspective of our organization, but I will answer this question from my perspective, what I feel. So, commercially relevant, commercially viable, and commercially vibrant organization is one which has sustained processes, number one, which has processes which will sustain them for a long time, right? I said earlier that processes are made to develop systems, right? So, which will not, be short-lived. They are long-lived, right? And they are devoid of people. Sometimes people bureaucracy or people delay. Process itself has its, I will say, force that will create some system and a framework which will sustain itself in a commercially vibrant organization. So one is the process and the system. Number two, innovation. That this is my perspective that if the people in the organization are innovative, right? They are problem solver, they are creative, they are change agents, then definitely the whole group of such people in an organization make that organization commercially vibrant. Number two. Number three, long-term thinking. That if an organization thinks for long term, right? It also gives the edge that it is a commercially vibrant organization. A short-term thinking will definitely not have that edge, right? So number three is long-term thinking organization. Number four, investment versus expense. Now, how our organizations see development, right? Now I'm speaking from the L&D perspective, that if developing the people, developing the systems, developing and improving the processes, if organization think that it's an expense, then it's not a commercially viable organization or commercially vibrant organization. If the organization think it's an investment, and investment will not pay on the second night, or investment will not pay on the next day, it will pay at certain perceived or anticipated time, but not very fast, right? So if the organization is agile enough to wait for that, right? Do they have something to fill that vacuum, that gap, when there is a impatience uh, aroused in the people, when the results are not coming, during the incubation time, when the innovation is implemented and the result comes. The time between the result and the implementation of innovation is called incubation time, right? For example, so how organization will behave into that time? So, so that also will give you, uh, perfect trigger that this organization is a commercially vibrant and commercially, agile organization. So these are the three, four things which comes in my mind according to my perspective.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for sharing your insights. Commercial excellence goes for beyond achieving sales target, what I understood. And it's about creating sustainable capabilities, delivering customer value, and building a culture of continuous improvement. And one of the key drivers of commercial excellence is sales enablement, a function you have did throughout your career. And without delay, we'll move forward. Sales enablement is often perceived as an training alone. How do you define sales enablement and why it is critical for business growth?
Sales enablement is the spine of any commercial organization. Right now, I will give you one example that how sales enablement is a function of collaboration, is a function of gelling, and the function of cohesion between a central team. Imagine we just had a World Cup, soccer, football World Cup. And in that, we see that the center forward person who fired the goal, right, into the goal post, he stand near the goal, right? But the middle, the people who are on the back, they all do a hard work. They kick the ball. They will bring the ball to one, second, third. They bring the ball to the center. They bring the ball to the striker, right? The whole team, the all 10 or 9 people are trying to make the ball available to the striker, right? Now the striker is the person who is the sales professional. For example, right? He will do the goal. He will put the ball into the goal post. But the ball is passed to him by 8 to 9 people. So these 8 to 9 people are sales enablement team, right? Now the customer will see the sales professional, right? The whole audience will see the person who will fire the goal, but they will not much appreciate or they will not much notice the people who have passed the ball, who have cleared the traffic or clear the competition and allow the ball to reach to the striker. And now the striker will fire the goal and he will have the real achievement orientation. So the whole organization should support the striker. And the striker is the salesperson, the goal maker, right? But also the goal maker, the striker should also understand the importance of sales enablement team who's passing the ball to the D and they are bringing the ball to the D. And in the D, then he fires the goal. Without the sales enablement team, he will not have the ball to do the goal, right? So I always use this analogy and this metaphor to define that what is the importance of sales enablement, and what is the importance of frontline salesperson.
Okay, that's a great example, sir. And we'll move forward with another question. You have designed learning interventions for thousands of professionals. What qualities consistently distinguish top performing sales professionals?
Top performing sales professional. So number one, if I will have to tell it fast without thinking too much, right? Because it's a day-to-day affair for us. Number one is that a salesperson should be, he should have or she should have achievement orientation. As I said in my last example, right? The striker, the goal maker makes the goal, but he should have that tendency that there is a need to do the goal. There is a need to make the ball reach the goal post. There is a need to score a goal. That type of achievement orientation is very important. That number one. Number two, sales professional should be open for the customer's feedback also, for competitor feedback also, and for company's feedback also. Now, I have told you that he should listen, so he should have 3 years. For example, to remember, so that people will remember this example well. Imagine a person with 3 years, right? 1 year he is listening or she is listening to customer. From a second year, they are listening to competition, and third year they are listening from the company. When such open-mindedness and listening comes, it makes I will say, an indispensable sales professional, right? All the sales professionals who are successful, they do that, right? Second is this. Third, I will say they are tough people. A salesperson should be a tough people, right? So the how much temperature somebody will give up, right? And this temperature is not the temperature of the weather. This temperature can be the temperature of struggle. This temperature can be the temperature of challenges. So both of the things, he survived the weather, all, sunny day or a rainy day or a winter shed day or a difficult terrain, but also his internal temperature, right? What is the tensile strength of a salesperson? At what moment he or she breaks? How much they can absorb, right? Because 150 customers, 100 customers, right? Because stockists, C&Fs, retailers, FMCG guys, hospital chain, they have to meet so many people, right? And so many people have so many grudges, challenges, problems, complaints, to them. So how much they can really, really absorb and how much they will be, I will say, drink this whole uh, uh, the part of the game and how much they will handle it properly, right? So that type of tough person. So this is number three. Number four, a learning mindset, right? Sometimes salespeople they have so much time. In clinic time is very less nowadays, right? We have hardly 2-3 minutes in clinic time of a salesperson, but the 1 hour is required for one doctor call. This means 57 minutes, right? 60 minutes minus 3 minutes. 57 minutes is the waiting time. Now, what they will do in waiting time, right? They will learn something new. They will observe, create notes. They will share the insights with the head office team, with the managers. Will they coach each other? What they will do. So the continuous learning during the work, that is the another trait of a good salesperson. I will say another thing is delivering excellence in everything what they do, right? Even they write an email to head office, or they ask for approval, or they deliver the medicine, or they, keep the patient access program rightly positioned with the offering patient access program, or they launch a new product in clinic, or they make some high-end costly premium product available in a hospital. Whatever they do, is there excellence in that, right? So this is my last point, that these may be the traits which I feel uh, can define a salesperson, that he is a ma person of great strength or material or a metal.
Thank you, sir. You have highlighted the qualities like curiosity, adaptability, and a genuine customer-centric mindset. and that truly distinguish exceptional sales professionals. As organizations continue investing in people, technology, and is becoming an equally powerful of learning and performance, and we'll move forward with another discussion. Have you been an early adopter of AI powered coaching platforms like Mindtical and Avarthon? How is AI transforming learning and field coaching in pharma?
Yeah, you rightly said that I was one of the early adopter of AI. And it was in, I will give you example, in 2019, we were using a platform. In that platform, there was a recorded role play, and the people had to upload their video, and the head office team and the managers will evaluate that video and give a rating. Simple, right? Now, this platform has some AI features, but nobody was using. What AI feature? Number one, the text sentiment, right? That app itself has text sentiment as one of the features, so I started using it. In 2019, when the problem was not AI, the problem was COVID. COVID was coming, 2020 starting, right? So then I started using because that lot of time was there that time. So I was exploring the app on one fine night, not a day. So I found that there are AI features into that app. So I start using it, right? Voice sentiment, text sentiment, voice modulation. It can measure the voice modulation of the video through AI. Then script analysis, keyword analysis. Then there was a emotion in the delivery, emotion in the detailing. Is it a happy conversation? Is it a discouraging conversation, or it's a encouraging conversation? So these are the five things which I found they were existing in that app, but they were unused, and I started using it in 2019. I will not take the name of the platform, but you also, shared one example. It is one of them. Yes. So when I used the AI in 2019, then why will I not use now? We are still using and progressing. Right now, we are using generative AI. We have also used predictive AI, and now we are working towards some good project to implement AI into sales, right? For sales enablement on the field, right? Sales coach, AI coach, AI avatar, all those things we are already using, and there is a encouraging adoption in our business unit.
It's very exciting that how you use the AI in your all over the experience, and it has the potential to provide the real-time feedback, improve readiness, and make learning for more personalized and scalable. Of course, technology creates value only when people are willing to embrace and use it effectively. And moving forward with another question, sir. Organizations often struggle with CRM adoption. What approaches have helped you to drive successfully adoption of CRM and sales automation tools?
That's a important question. So you see the emergence of digital in pharma is it was late, right? So it was late and it was slow, both. Now, if you have these type of two problems, then you'll end up in somewhere where you seem to be late adopter, right? So I am not saying that any company is a late adopter or any company is a early adopter. I am saying pharmaceutical industry is a late adopter, right? You see FMCG, you see e-commerce, you see IT, software, these companies, right? These industries rather. So they are an early adopter, right? You see hospitality. So the problem is not in any company or any tool or any department. Industry level is itself was very late to adopt and was very slow to emerge, right? So that was the thing. Now, there were few companies who still make a mark in that, right? I was very lucky to work with one company that start using palm top, right? What is palm top? It is a small device which will fit into your palm, and there will be a stylus, and you will, detail from that to the doctor, and you can report also through it, right? One comprehensive device through for reporting also, for detailing also, right? And it was way back in 2005-6. I have used it. Now, that is also sales enablement, because you are automating the detailing, you are automating the reporting, and at head office level also you have a loop closure. Now, if you see training, not only myself, but in any organization in pharma, training is an enabler. By whenever there is a need of any change implementation, right? Now, palm top implementation is a change implementation. It's a new way of doing the thing. Previously, you have to fill the reports, handwritten manual, but now you are putting a palm top, a device. Training was the enabler, right? Training has driven that change. Training has led that change. Now, if you see the technology comes, then iPads come, right? And after even the iPad was introduced, training was the change maker. L&D, sales training, and training department were the people who trained themselves first, right? Then they implemented that CRM, that automation, reporting automation and detailing automation, and they have trained the large field forces, right? So that also, not only me, but my fraternity is responsible for that change implementation. I'm very, very proud and very happy to share that. Then comes, uh, third hit was digital, that Zoom and all that digital way of meetings come, right? Early, before even COVID, we were using Zoom and all that. ERP system came in the organization. There were the systems like WebEx were there, right? There were customer enablement channels were there. There were new due diligence was happening where the whole customer value chain was digitalized, and the uh, entire doctor list you can really download, see, you can make CRM, uh, I will say, functionalities through the head office. The sales team can see into their interface. The manager can see into their interface, right? That all enablement when this phase was going on. Then again, L&D of all companies have participated in. And we were very lucky that we were part of those changes. Next emergence come in the COVID, where omni-channel becomes the important skill, right? Because omni-channel enables the organization with a tools or with methods to convey the same and similar and uniform message to the customers through different channels, right? So that also was one of the emergence of digitalizing and automating the communication, brand communication, detailing, and reporting, all that. So again, we were very integral part of that change also, and we learn a lot into that case. Now AI rules, right? Now, in any CRM, if you see Viva also, if you use the big big CRM systems, ERP, they essentially have AI. Now, CRM is married to AI, right? You cannot manage the CRM alone, or you cannot have sales automation alone. AI comes, as an important enabler. Now, if you reject the AI, you will not fully leverage the CRM. You will not fully leverage the automation. You will not fully leverage the ERP. They will now work together. AI, CRM, automation, digital, omni-channel, everything comes under the same roof, and AI is giving support to all of these, digital and sales enablement tools. So this journey I have started, which I just shared with the Palm Top, right? It is on AI avatar now, right? So that's the emergence of the whole automation. Now you have chatbot. There is no requirement of uh, lodging a complaint or lodging a query that I need visiting cards, or I need, bag, or I in the field people need some support. They just use the AI chatbot. This is the level of automation right now. AI is helping in that.
Thank you for the insight, sir. Technology alone doesn't create impact, it succeeds only when people understand its purpose. and sees its value and make it part of their daily work. Once technology is embedded successfully, it also transforms the way organization engage with healthcare professionals also. And moving forward, how should pharmaceutical companies balance omni-channel engagement with meaningful face-to-face interactions with healthcare professionals?
So omni-channel has two phases. Number one, internal omni-channel uses, that how omni-channel is utilized within the company, internal stakeholders. And one is how omni-channel is leveraged externally with the customers. Right? Now, I have one insight. The companies which are strong in internal omni-channel enablement, they have internal processes well set, they have digital tools, they have integration of different tools into their systems, different platforms, different automation into their systems internally. If they are very good in that, they will be doing exceptionally good omni-channel engagement with the customers. Right? Now, there is a flip side that if internally any organization does not believe or does not adopt or very, I will say, enthusiast in omni-channel, the same will reflect in the customer engagement also, right? It's a shadow actually. Internally, what we do for omni-channel, our own integration of the platforms or messaging across the platform, that is the major image, and its shadow falls in the customer, right? So I've worked very luckily in some organizations like AstraZeneca, right? I will quote it that they are very strong in internal omni-channel implementation also and external omni-channel implementation also, right? Very strong, right? Their clinical omni-channel journey is very strong externally for doctors, for patients, and all that. And internally, they use some of the best omni-channel tools, one of the best omni-channel pathways in globally, right? So I can said that good insight. Nowadays, there is a myth also that doctors does not use omni-channel, which is wrong. I recently visited PSI hospital in Delhi. It's a big hospital, corporate hospital, and doctors of repute are practicing there. And I was very happy to see that they are using digital consultation. They are using e-consultation, right? After so many days, I have seen somebody, some doctor has a 1 hour for only digital consultation, e-consultation, right? I was so happy that I remember the COVID times when there were so many digital and e-consultation. But nowadays also, some doctors, some corporates are still using ways of connecting with the patient to e-consultation, digital consultation, app-based consultation, or digital consultation, right? So these are the two insights which I will give on omnichannel.
Thank you, sir. And digital engagement improves accessibility as well as efficiency. And another area where strategic execution plays a critical role is commercial launch excellence. So moving forward, you play you played a key role in commercial launch readiness for oncology and specialty therapies. What makes a product launch commercially successful?
Commercial launch of a success of a product, believe me, Nikita, I will give you my perspective. Product is clinically well established into the advocacy and clinical part, then the commercial success is bound to happen, right? So the commercial success of the product depend on the clinical positioning and scientific advocacy done for that product, right? So the commercial success is the result of these two preparations. There is clinical, and number two is the scientific advocacy. So wherever I have worked in my previous companies and today also, I am very fortunate that these companies knows this importance. They know that they are they are expert on that, that they develop scientific advocacy and they develop clinical excellence. Even before the launch, years before the launch, months before the launch. And when the real launch comes, that benefit or that, I will say the force which was driven in the clinical phase or in the scientific advocacy development phase, it is visible into the commercial success. Number one. Number two is the right positioning. That sometimes a great product is positioned very casually or very mediocrely or very I will say illogically, sometimes they fail. But if a normal product, which is a Me Too product sometime, common thing, if that product is positioned very nicely, it becomes successful, right? So the second thing for a good product launch is a positioning. The first definitely is clinical excellence and scientific advocacy. Number two is positioning. Number three is the who is handling that product, right? That you know that the product has its own life cycle. Now you are launching it's like a baby actually, right? It is pure, it is new, naive, fresh, right? And the parents are also very excited that now some new soul has come into the world. We have to nurture it, right, to its best. Now this baby will, you know, nurture well. It will be blossom into its childhood. Similarly, is the product that how the GPM, the GTM, or the marketing head will handle this product. Will they handle it to really prove themselves or to have one another launch? Or they will launch it that it is my pride, it is my legacy, right? It is my, I will say that Aan Baan Shaan, jo bolte hai, right? In Hindi. And there is so much attached of a product with the owner of that product, right? So number three is that the person who's handling the product. Number four, the time when the product is launched. And new means you cannot launch COVID vaccine without COVID or when COVID era is not there. It will be never succeeded, right? So when it was launched at the right time, it become a huge success, right? Similarly, nowadays you see how much preventive care is important, right? You, me, anybody in their journey of life, we always think about prevention is better than cure, right? I am not on any medication, right? No hypertension, no diabetes, nothing. But I am very concerned about preventive outlook that how I can prevent maybe aging, how can I prevent maybe hair fall, how can I prevent pain in my knees, right? How can I prevent overweighting? For that, what other medications are there? Now you are not addressing the diseases, you are addressing the prevention. So that is also that your product launch or a launch excellence should have that preventive mindset. Either you can eliminate the disease, it's very good. You can maintain the disease, it's very good. But can you prevent the disease? That is wonderful. Now you see the how semaglutide and all those molecules are doing, wonderfully well in the first year of launch. Why? Because they were answering the last question, which is prevention. They are not eliminating anything. They are not maintaining or managing anything, but they are preventing something which is going to happen. So these are my thoughts on launch, scientific advocacy, clinical excellence, positioning of the product, then the person who is handling that product, and the mindset of prevention.
That's an excellent insight, sir. We'll move forward with another question. You have worked across several leading pharmaceutical organizations. What leadership lessons have you carried from one organization to another?
When I changed a lot of companies, right? Uh, I will not say it's good or bad, but it's a journey. And journey to journey hoti hai, right? So it's like you are moving in a maybe interestingly, I normally compare now the journey of my like express train, right, which has so many stops, right? If you're going from Delhi to Bombay in Golden Temple, right, you have a lot of stops. You will stop at Kota, you will stop at Ratlam, you will stop at Baroda, Surat, and then Bombay, right? So it's my journey is like that. Some people board the train like Vande Bharat or Duronto, that they will start from one point and they will end at one point, right? So my journey is the express train, which has a lot of stops. Now, when you change the company, you change leadership also, right? Some leaders you will have in the previous company and you have in the next company. Mallah, I'm little having that sense of humor to use here, that don't join the company where the same leaders are also joining. Right? So that I always follow my thing, right? Because leadership is decision making, right? Now you are leaving not a company, you are leaving a mindset, right? Now, same mindset you find in other another company also, then you have left nothing actually. It is the name of company has changed, but not the mindset, because leadership decide the direction of the company, right? Now you ask that what is the leadership change? Now people should work in a company where the company's outlook is people development, right? The first thing. Whatever the company is small, big, it doesn't matter. But the company's outlook towards its people development, towards learning and development, as you rightly said in the beginning, you asked a question, right? A commercially vibrant organization, right? You asked that. Similarly, commercially vibrant or commercially viable, similarly, people centric and people viable organization, right? So I am very lucky that I have worked with some companies which have some exceptional leaders, which are not only known into that company, but they are known in the industry. So that is fortune that comes as a luck. But if you want to ask me really, first insight I will give that if you are changing the company, don't go to the same company where your leader has gone. Please, that will not help you, right? Uh, Second thing is that first 90 days, if you are joining some organization, first 90 days, don't uh, be in tell mode, be in ask mode, right? If first 90 days you are in tell mode, then you you don't learn that delicate 90 days period is there of a new company. You miss that opportunity because you are in tell mode. This is number two insight, and leaders who do that, I saw that leaders first 30, 60, 90 days, they observe. They really, really analyze the things. And after 3 months, they create or they share their output, they share their insight. From sixth month, sometime, they start performing. And by the time they reach 1 year, they start overperforming the results. They are like a superior result performing leaders. But those leaders are one who will listen in the first 90 days, right? So this is the third point. Fourth point is that never get disconnected with your leaders. So Nikita, I was talking that one more insight that I told you in the first point that try to avoid the same company to join where your leader has gone, right? Because the mindset is same. But don't disconnect from the leaders. Be connected. Now, be connected means be in contact, networked, but not necessarily join same company where they are joining. Now, you want to learn from them, na? So be connected. So that is the important thing. So I have followed these four things, right? So number one, that joined those organizations which are people centric, people oriented, I told. Number two, I have not followed any person that somebody is joining there, I will also join there. So that is second thing. Third thing, I have never disconnected with the leaders where I have worked with. Today also I am in contact with all the people. And similarly, I will say, if this thing is, followed, I think learning will be very faster, because people learn from the experiences of others uh, faster than their own experiences.
Okay. While every organization has its own culture and the core principles of leadership, building trust, empowering people, and remain consistent. A response here, I would like to say that working with our leaders will have same ideology with a kind of advantage also. And one capability that has transformed significantly throughout your career is key account management. And how has key account management evolved over the years? What capabilities should today's key account management professionals develop?
True. So I will give one example that there was a time when there was a TAM, Territory Account Management, right? Then time emerges, then came BAM, Business Account Management, right? Then comes CAM, Key Account Management, and nowadays people talk about SAM, Strategic Account Management. Now, this is the progression of account management, right? It was mostly territory level earlier. Then it became business unit level. One account manager was responsible for all business unit big accounts. Then third was key account management, right? You have one account like Medanta in Delhi, then same branch of Medanta maybe in Bangalore, like Narayana, right? You have branches in or Manipal, branches in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Apollo, suppose Chennai, Noida, Delhi. So one person handling the all chain accounts of whole country, right? So that level of key account management is also coming and it's existing right now. Second, last is strategic account management. That sometime the account management move beyond the country. That some hospital chains are there globally also, present globally also. So one account manager not only handling the national accounts, but also covering the account which is present globally for that same unit. So this is the emergence of key account in the last few years. Now you said the second question is the skills the person should have, right? So number one skill is segmentation, account segmentation. Can they do a good segmentation and targeting of the account? Delete those which are not prioritized, right? Or maintain them. Number two, highly prioritize or structure those which are of key importance. Now, what is key importance? That you will do that, but how you will understand that what is importance? How you will create the priority list, checklist. So it may be advocacy, it may be price consciousness, it may be innovation, it may be ease of doing business. Can you develop the intelligence to understand the parameters which a account will comply to become your priority account, right? If you are master in that analysis, then you can correctly identify this account as a prioritized account. Those which don't comply with that list or that parameter, they become a maintenance account or maybe, off-shell account. Now, there are some accounts which needs leadership influence. Somebody from the head office, some division head, cluster head, BU head, right? They should influence the accounts, right? So there are high stake superior accounts. So I have given you example and I have given you some parameters also to uh, tag or to identify or to segment the account. So this is the first skill, correctly identification, segmentation, and prioritization of account. Number two, and the last, I will not take much time in this, stakeholder management. Now, which stakeholder? Internal and external, right? In the beginning of your question, when you asked me one question, that what are the key sales people skill, I told you, they should be having 3 ears. One to listen to customers, one to listen to competitors, and one to head office, own company, right? That's the key skill that key account manager is an expert of stakeholder management, all stakeholder, internal and external, right? So this is second. Third, he should be a diplomat. Now, I will give you one word. It may be debatable. People will maybe debate on that, but I open to debate that a good key account management manager should be a diplomat. Now, what is diplomat? Diplomat is a very important post in Indian government also, right? Uh, so what are the diplomats? Diplomats are the people who develop the strategic relationships with other countries, with the ambassadors of other countries. They go for deal making, they go for acquisitions, they go for critical, uh, you know, takeover meetings, they go for critical meetings which are important for their country and the country which they are visiting, right? Both countries. So now imagine their country as our company where the account manager is working, and imagine the other country as the account, right? So this account manager should be an expert diplomat who can bring the stakeholders of his own company or her own company and the account on the same table, right? Understand their motives, understand their uh, hidden influences, understand their needs, and fulfill their needs not by himself, but within the stakeholders, right? So he will correctly match the stakeholders from his or her company to the stakeholders of the accounts. He become the link, he become the bridge, he become the, I will say, the anchor or the sutradhar between company and the account. So these are the three important skills which I told you uh, for the key account manager.
Okay, thank you for sharing your experience and insights, sir. Developing professionals to play those strategic roles requires exceptional coaching and mentorship. What is your personal philosophy on coaching, mentoring, and developing future leaders?
Definitely, because I come from L&D, and these are the two big capabilities of any L&D professional, and they should drive it for managers also. One is mentoring, one is coaching. Now, mentoring is for certain technical things where we have hands-on experience and you can pass over, to the mentee. Important thing which I have created one matrix sometime, if the time allow, I will share. That mentoring is about tell mode and telling the solution, right? So the definition of mentoring in two words, if I will say, tell solution. If somebody can tell a solution, right, that I have handled it like this, I can show you how I handled and how the problem has solved. Now it's up to you. You can utilize this approach, right, to solve your problem if it works. Mentor's tone, mentor's approach is like that. Correct. Now come to coaching. Coaching is ask mode. Now you remember mentoring is tell mode, but coaching is ask mode. The mode is different. Mentoring में tell mode चलता है, coaching में ask mode चलता है. दूसरा चेंज है कि मेंटरिंग में यू आर टेलिंग द सॉल्यूशन, बट इन कोचिंग यू आर नॉट working on solution. You are not solution. You are working on problem. You are asking. Definitely, you are asking the solution also, but your prominent mode is ask mode, and your mentoring mode is tell mode. That is the major difference. राइट एंड दोनों जगह आप सॉल्यूशन पे काम कर रहे हो. यहाँ पर आप सॉल्यूशन बता रहे हो, यहाँ पर आप सॉल्यूशन पूछ रहे हो कोची से. So tell me, Nikita, that if you have to, become marketing head of, you know, top tier company, what are the four things which you can explore in yourself, which are already your strength? Now, my
Okay.
approach is tell mode or ask mode. It's ask mode, right?
Ask.
I'm asking you,
Yes.
correct? And I am asking you the solution. I'm not asking your problem. So that is the coach method. They ask solution, and in the mentor, they will tell the solution. So our methods are mostly coach method because I come from L&D. So mentoring chalta hai, it's good, but more of coaching mode I will suggest, recommend, and I myself use in all the organization where I have worked with, and it's more fulfilling. You can tap the correct potential of the people by coaching mode. Mentoring mode will give them solution, but coaching mode will give them capabilities, skill, trust, confidence. So that is the difference.
Yeah, I completely agree, sir. Great coaches don't simply provide answers, they inspire people to think differently, unlock their own personal
Yeah,
continuous growing throughout their careers. And developing people also means helping them navigate change successfully. What are the biggest challenges in driving organizational change, and how do you overcome a resistance to new ways of working?
Organizational change is an opportunity to excel, to try something new, to innovate the approach, and I am very, very confident that in any organization, L&D is the one department who always is seen as a change agent, right? You tell me what changed, whether it's a new app, whether it's a new platform, new LMS, new LXP, new HRMS, new digitalization, whatever, you will see the organization, the business heads, they will remember L&D. They will call L&D. Why? Because L&D people don't force the change. They will make change palatable. They will make change acceptable. They will change look exciting, right? They will not coercively drive the change with force. No, they will understand the need. They will diagnose the gap. They will find out the reason that why current method is not right. If you prove these things and then land in change implementation that आपने prove कर दिया, whatever you are doing currently is not useful, right? You have to innovate. Then you land up into the actual change. That hey guys, this is a new change. But before that, there is a requirement to do a correct diagnosis, right? There will be denial. The denial phase should be handled with maturity. There will be confusion. So confusion phase should be handled with clarity. There will be, I will say, renewal, right? People will come slowly, slowly to adopt the change. They should be awarded. Change champions should be awarded, right? That is one of the training or L&D methodology, right? And finally, the change become acceptable. So a good L&D professional will handle these three stages well, the denial, confusion, and contentment. And then finally, change adoption happen. And what is the approach? In the denial phase, acceptance. In the confusion phase, clarity. In the contentment phase, award. And finally, change is adopted. So that is the toolkit which we use in implementing any change. I have done a lot of change initiatives like LXP implementation, LMS implementation, HRMS, SAP success factor, UNOVA implementation, many HRMS, LMS and LXP implementation, uh, CRM implementation, as I already told, the time digital field onboarding implementation. That also I was the part of that. So it's a big change. How can you expect the manager will onboard a new joiner on laptop for 3 days in a room coaching him without doing any doctor call before the person will join the head office for the training? So that was one company. I will not name it. So that change initiative also we have driven, right? And it was very successful and it is happening. Currently also after 10, 12 years, it is still into the practice. So that's my point on change management.
And how do you measure the success, business impact of the learning or capability building initiative?
So measure of learning, I will say behavior change. Number one is the key behavior change. Daily behaviors, repeated behaviors, then in clinic behaviors, right? Review behaviors, and I will say sales behaviors, right? If you have a track on behavior change after the training, right? You have a lot of sources to do that, but behavior change should be the first thing. uh, I am very uninterested person in reaction or the feedback of training. 4.5 आया मेरा 5 में से, मेरा 9 आया 10 में से, जो ट्रेनर्स का फेवरेट होता है, the feedback 9.5, 4.5. So I am almost neutral and indifferent. I have indifference for that, right? So I never focus on that. Second is learning that I capture the quiz, the assessments, the check-in minus check-out minus check-in test scores, the delta in the learning growth. scores, right? Uh, Retention of message, how much recall of the message is how much. That is second level. But third level, which is I told earlier, which is behavior, right? Daily behavior, repeated behavior, monthly behaviors, review behaviors, and sales behaviors. So these are the three important things which I always keep track on. Uh, One interesting thing I will tell you to measure the training impact. Can you measure the message retention? That if I delivered means 100 keywords, after some days, how many words or how much messages being retained, being saved or having a retention in the learner's mind. Number five is message recall. That can I exactly recall the same message which the training department has conveyed to me, right? How much it is recalled, 10%, 20%, 30%. So if message retention and message recall are very high, the training is successful, right? And others are behavioral change.
Thank you for your insight, sir. By concluding, we'll be having one question. Can you please share a challenging moment in your career that became a turning point in your leadership journey?
There are so many challenges, but I don't wear the medal of challenges that because of these challenges, sometimes people over show their challenges, right? It is also like wearing the medals of challenges on the shirt. So I'm very uninterested man in sharing that what challenges. Everybody has challenges in their life, career journey, right? So, but I will say the one challenge which I will quote here is leaving a fulfilling sales career. When I did that and I joined training, that was the challenge. That resistance was there. I was uh, having self-critics. I was not able to convince myself, number one. Number two, some of my senior sales leaders, they also discouraged me that you should not leave your sales career, right? So now, if I will leave the sales career, I will not agree to their advice. If I will, if I will leave the sales career, I will not agree to their advice. And if I will not leave the sales career, then some people who identified me as a good coach, good trainer, good facilitator, and they want me to come to training industry, then I will not listen to them, right? So that was, and these people, the left-hand side, which I told, the leaders which were stopping me, they have superior control on my career because they were senior leaders, right? The other one, they were from training department, right? Not having power or not having much, authority. But I chose them. I have chosen the people with less authority, but more influence, more developmental mindset, more observation, and more nurturing thought. I have not agreed to those people who were stopping me. So that was a challenging moment when I have to decide that which way to go and to decide between power, authority, and fulfilling incentive paying role. I was doing very well. And versus going to one role where there were no incentive, but there were people development, there were nurturing the young minds and all that. So I have chosen that. ये था. Otherwise, many challenges are there, but this is quotable. This looks like to be shared here. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that so openly, and it's often a biggest challenge which you take, and I think that is that make you very successful. And today, thank you for choosing Pharma State Academy and Mr. Vivek. It's been an absolute pleasure having with you as and which makes very interesting insights which I have learned, and definitely our audience would be very interested in to listen your words. And thank you for sharing not only your professional journey, but also the experiences, lessons, and perspectives that have been shaped your leadership over the years. On behalf of everyone at Humans of Pharma, thank you for joining us, and to all our listeners, we hope today's conversation has been inspired you. Keep learning, embrace change, and lead with a purpose. Thank you for tuning in Humans of Pharma. Until next time, stay curious, keep growing, and continue making a positive impact in healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita.